One. Yo, we are back. Welcome back to the RoundUp podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jack.
Your other host, Patrick.
And then RJ, you know.
Yep, and we are finally back in the studio. We've tried to get a few episodes up, like, in our dorm rooms, but there's only so much you can do. Limited equipment, limited availability at school so far, but we are finally back, ready to kick off the NFL season tonight, and the college football season is underway.
Yes.
So we got a ton to talk about, a ton of clips to get up. Gonna post this on YouTube. So yeah, if you're watching, thank you, and we're finally back. So let's start off with some college football.
Yeah, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. College football is back. I'm so excited. 12-team playoff this year, one of the most anticipated seasons. So yeah, let's get into week one. Week 0 and week 1 for Florida State. Didn't go too well. They started 0-2. I don't think anybody saw this. I'll let you guys speak on it first, but I just want to say DJ Uiagalelei, he's not good in the ACC.
He
not. Really isn't.
He's really not. And I mean, it wasn't like he was anything special before, but wow, what a game against Boston College he had. Even like when West Virginia beat them, it was an upset. You're gonna get upset twice as a top 10 seed. That's a bad look. He's not going to the NFL. Florida State, fraudulent.
Well, this is my thing, coming from a Florida State fan myself. After watching that first game, I knew they weren't winning the next game against BC. Because this guy, DJ, he can't even hit guys deep. He can't throw any accurate passes. He can't do anything. He's horrible. And you know what the embarrassing thing is? They were, like, you know, I am a Florida State fan. Coming from a Florida State fan, they were so mad when I'm making the playoffs last year, which I don't blame them. But they forgot to get a quarterback in the transfer portal. Because Jordan Travis was him. He was probably a top 5, top 10 QB last year in college football.
Top 5.
Top 5?
He was what made. He was what.
Probably, yeah, but he got hurt, so I'm kind of like.
We know the defense was huge, but like the offense, I mean, he made them a legit championship contender.
He did. I don't want to be a little biased. That's why I said top 10. But we can say top 5. But anyways, he was one of the top QBs in the country last year. And then you get this bum. He's a bum, this guy, DJ. He's horrible. Like, it was atrocious watching him the other night. He can't do anything out there. And, you know, like, getting smoked by Boston College on your home field, and I'll get the Boston College out because I think they're going to be good this year. But speaking about that, losing by double digits on your home field, it made me feel embarrassed to be a fan of that team. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, Jordan Travis, like, he was the entire offense. Not that they, didn't have Keon Coleman or Trey Benson, but he was the engine that made that offensive go and made them legit championship contenders. But once he got injured, I mean, we saw the fraudulence come out, and people were upset about them not getting in, but we all knew what it was. And, this was the Florida State team kind of. I mean, I know they lost a lot of players to the NFL, but they got the same coach. I mean, they're not legit. Like, they're not a legit elite college football program.
I honestly, I was watching the game. I think Florida State looked worse than they looked last week. I really did.
Definitely.
I agree.
DJ Uiagalelei, he didn't know what to do with the football. He was scared out of his mind.
It was like they had already.
He was terrified. It's like he had no confidence out there on the field. He was very scared. Boston College, I'll get into. I mean, either Florida State is awful, which I think they're awful, but that O-line for Boston College, I mean, that run game, oh my God, it was unbelievable.
It's exciting.
It was crazy. Castellanos, he would roll out of the pocket and get an easy first down. I mean, the Florida State defense is atrocious.
Yeah, he was
insane. Well, let me say this, because I disagree with you on that. I think how Florida State goes is how their quarterback goes in the offense. If their offense is not producing, the defensive guys, I mean, this might sound stupid, but they're not going to be as motivated. Last year, they had probably top 3 defense in the country. Their defense was phenomenal last year, but look at the offense they had. They had the offense flowing, so it made the defense's job much easier. Now you don't have a quarterback, and all the pressure's on the defense. So, I mean, that's the way I look at it from Florida State this year. I don't think their defense is atrocious. I just think their quarterback is so bad that he's going to cost them every loss this year. And to be honest, I don't see them winning more than 6 games, Florida State, this year. Yeah. I can't believe I'm saying that. No. I think Mike Norvell is a great coach, but this quarterback's just not the answer.
Yeah, and even last year, like, I had issues with Norvell or whoever the offensive coordinator was. The usage of Keon Coleman, like, I don't think he was used right. I think he was a way better prospect than he was made out to be because of how he was used at Florida State. I thought he could have been way better. And then, like they had serious offensive talent, and once Jordan Travis went, it just went out the window. So I'm not a fan of this whole Florida State core, the whole thing they got. Like, I'm not high on it.
And obviously, they lost a lot of people. Pretty much their whole team went to the draft, went to the NFL. But I mean, I do blame this a little bit on Mike Norvell because obviously Florida State is a big name school. You probably could have got a much better quarterback in the transfer portal, and you settled on him.
Absolutely.
DJ Uiagalelei. I don't know. That wasn't the best move. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna get 6 wins.
Well, I said the most they'll
6,
get.
yeah.
I don't think they'll get 6 wins either. Well, I think let me put it this way: at best they're a 500 team, 6-6. That's my opinion on them. I mean, I don't even know if they'll get 6 wins, but that's my max. Mike Norvell was a good second half coach of the season. So, but last year they had Johnny Wilson too. People forget about Johnny Wilson. He was disgusting. Like he was really good, that guy. And now I couldn't even name you like their offense now. I know they have Benson, his brother, right? Isn't his brother like the wide receiver?
I think so, but they lost Trey.
They did lose Trey. Yeah, the running back was phenomenal, but I told you need a leader. Jordan Travis was a great leader for that team.
He was.
This QB is a bum. I'm sorry, he's a straight up bum. Yeah. There's no other way to put it.
He's not the best quarterback, that's for sure. We've seen the progression through his collegiate career. It's like he's only gotten worse.
Yeah.
It's like he's only gotten worse from high school, and it sucks to see because I was a little bit of a fan of him in his earlier days, back at Clemson. But now it's like, man, like you're not very good. Yeah. Not very good.
I don't know how you can be that bad with this coaching staff and this offense.
And then one more thing I will say before we move on to another, the USC LSU game we'll talk about, and then we'll go on to next week. But I saw a clip from the Pat McAfee show. Who's the guy from Boston?
Boston Connor.
Yeah, Boston Connor. He made a really good point about BC. He's like, listen, BC football hasn't been good since Matt Ryan. Listen, hey, we're only 1-0. There's a long season. We are leading the ACC, though. Just put that in perspective. We are leading the ACC.
At this point.
But he's like, listen, we need Boston College to be back. And he said, especially this year, because the way the Patriots are looking, they're not going to be good. Like, if Boston will, like, come out and support this team, I will, if they, like, become ranked, I will go to, like, I'll try to go to as much game as possible.
Absolutely.
I went to the game. It was sold out. Clemson played BC. It was when Trevor Lawrence was on the team. College game day was there. It was hype. It was one of the hypest things, like, since Matt Ryan. Like, we need that back. It was a night game at Boston College. I want to go to a game again. I mean, I think this Thomas Castellanos, he's a good quarterback.
He's legit.
It's only one game. I don't want to get my hopes up because they always do this and they won't win like 7 or more games. So it's like, I don't know though.
Yeah, but this is the
best. ACC is kind of up for grabs though. I feel like
it's the perfect time to give New England fans some hope and some excitement after
Well, Miami played well.
That's true.
Say that. They dominate, but
you never know. But like Boston College, I mean, they've got something going on there, and it's very exciting for us New England guys because, like you said, the Patriots, they're not in. No one's excited about the Patriots right now at all. I mean, besides Drake May, but that's some time away. They definitely have something going on. I mean, the Packers hired their their coach as defensive coordinator, Zay Flowers, AJ Dillon coming out, but like that's not enough. Like Matt Ryan, Luke Kuechly, those are the glory days when we were beating LSU. We were ranked the 2 team in the country. And like you said, I would absolutely root for Boston College if they can, put up a fight, make it a really good game against Missouri at least. Like my dad went to BC. I grew up being a huge BC hockey fan. Like especially after, it's just like so long it feels like Boston College has been kind of irrelevant everywhere. I mean, like even hockey, basketball, like they're nothing special anymore. So it's like football, like go back to the glory days.
It's the only team, like college football team we have around here.
It's the only team.
You know what I mean? Obviously we have other teams like Merrimack around here, but this is like ACC football. This is Power 5 football. This is the only thing we kind of have that's good for college football.
Exactly.
Bill O'Brien, he was a phenomenal coach. He was at Penn State. Obviously, yes, he's had some success in the NFL, but like, Boston College, I hope they're good. I really do.
Speaking of Boston College, I'm looking at the schedule they have, and I only see them losing. I see them losing max 4 games, but I think they can get 2 or 3 losses with this schedule. They're not winning at Missouri. They're gonna like.
Well, hey, You don't. I mean,
They're
you
not
never know.
winning. They're not winning.
Listen, if that Missouri, I'm gonna watch that Missouri game very closely. I can't wait for that. If that game's like within 7 points or like 14 points, that's an SEC school.
That's a win for Boston
Dude,
College.
they might like. I think Missouri's gonna win that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're at home.
But
they're at home.
But this is a top 10.
I'm just saying, if they could legit win the ACC, if it's within 7 points.
Yeah, this is a top 10 team in the national in the country.
Listen, well, you see this. This is a schedule. At home against Michigan State. I don't think Michigan State's that good this year. I could be wrong. Pat knows more than me.
No, they're not. They're
Western Kentucky University.
Yep.
At Virginia. Is Virginia a football school this year?
There should be Virginia. Virginia Tech.
Oh, okay, that was the other game I had in losing.
That's a tough environment. Enter Sandman, everything. That's very, very tough to win there. We gotta play Louisville, which
that's a tough game.
If you want to go, we're thinking about going. That'd be sick. It's on a Friday.
Louisville, BC.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of
so
sick.
I'm
kind of crazy.
To that.
Well, let's see if BC stays hot.
Who's Louisville's QB this year?
Yeah, who is it?
Josh.
I think they have someone pretty interesting. Give it an answer. Yeah, give it an answer.
Give it a call in.
Yo, we're on the pod. What's up?
You have any questions?
Oh, you're on the pod right now?
Yeah, you can. What's up? It's not a big deal. We're not like live.
Oh, you're not live? Oh, yo, I was asking, I mean, I really feel like I can't ask this right now.
Ask a sports question.
Yo, what's up?
Ask a sports
Oh,
question.
you're not on speaker anymore. Yeah.
I'm trying to get a sports question out of Josh. Shout out Josh Cannon.
I
the man.
might go after this or something. Maybe we can go to Andover Landon and get my car or something. Yeah.
But I mean,
yeah,
that'd be a cool game
we should
to
be
go
doing
to.
our pod to like.
Louisville,
wanna?
BC.
I'm down.
That'd be a cool
6:30.
game
Well,
to go
BC's
to.
good still.
But yeah, I'll text you after we're done.
I want to talk more about BC. I want to talk more about Boston College because, Pat, like you said, this is a really interesting time for Boston and New England football. The Patriots suck.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the schedule. You have Syracuse at home. You got to go to at SMU. That might be the every game they lose. That might be the 3 losses I have them losing. And then at home versus UNC and at home versus Pittsburgh, I have them winning.
We went to the game. It was the red.
That was one of the best games.
We went to the red bandana game. They almost beat Florida State. Like
they should have.
I remember that game. That was close. That was
They're fun. I mean,
that was so fun.
It's very fun.
Travis was playing,
we can
right?
drink now too.
Oh yeah.
Think about that. Like,
if I'm going back there, I'm drinking this time.
Oh,
was Travis playing that game?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was. That's why we went. We're like Florida State.
Florida State had an 18-point lead. They almost lost.
They were really good last year. I mean, that was the I thought they were really good last year with Travis, but that was the game that had me a little worried about Florida State. When they almost lost to BC because
We watching it?
Yeah, last year, yeah.
We working? You didn't come with us to that game.
I know, but I was watching it. Something. I might have been working. But regardless, like you were saying, Pat, like the Patriots suck. Drake May, we gotta wait for him to come in.
The Red Sox suck.
Yeah, there's not much excitement around Boston sports, specifically football, right now. So I mean, like you said, ACC football. This is legit college football that can get the fans excited.
I mean, I'm not saying people aren't going to tune in for the Patriots. They're going to tune in.
Of course.
It's the beginning of the season. I'm going to watch the games, obviously.
Absolutely.
I'm a diehard Patriots fan. But, I mean, everybody kind of knows we don't think the season's going to go well.
No.
You never know, but probably not.
The fans are probably not going to be very into it. So if they have a legit ACC football school to pay attention to and root for, that's a complete game changer in New England for football.
That's true.
Yeah, that's huge for this.
But yeah, Boston College. I'm gonna clip this obviously, but we need you back. We need Boston College football back.
That would
be so fun.
Huge for Boston.
For us and for Boston. But last game. Oh, you want to say one more thing? You can say one.
Yeah, one more thing about BC. Like I noticed Castellanos. What if he was at Florida State? Somebody like him. Because I'm being honest, if Florida State had Castellanos, they're 2-0 right now. In my opinion. Because this QB DJ, he stinks.
Maybe, but they did lose a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball.
But do you see the passes he was missing?
But
I did.
But also,
I did.
who is the better coach?
What, Bill O'Brien or Mike Norvell?
Well, that's the question. I mean,
that's the question. That's a good debate, actually.
So much. I mean, I gotta research what he did at Penn State. I honestly forget, but he did he took over after that.
Hey, this is a great hire for BC at offensive coordinator.
Yes,
O'Brien's had success in the NFL. He's had success in college football. He's also had failures in both aspects. But he's a great offensive football coach. especially in college.
He's an offensive-minded coach. That's what he is.
He's a good offensive football coach if he has the talent around him. Last year in New England, he didn't. Him and Mac Jones took a lot of the blame. They didn't have a lot to work with.
Okay, so real quick, Penn State 2012, he was 8-4. Penn State 2013, he was 7-5. Then he went to NFL.
But I mean, that's like the Big Ten is so much harder.
The Big Ten is very good. That's very manageable, and you don't know what
not bad.
Like that's without context. We don't.
James Franklin obviously took over after, and they got much better. But
they don't have like crazy talent. They have good talent. They have like top 15, top 20 talent. But they're not.
How do you? And what? He was there for 2 years.
He went to BC after, I think.
Yeah, so how are you supposed to... It takes time to rebuild. You can't...
Absolutely.
Well, no, I'm sorry. He didn't go... After 2013, he went to the Texans, I think. And then he just came back to BC 10 years later.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't really, judge off that. But, overall, I was very impressed with BC. I never seen BC play that well.
No, I haven't either.
In my lifetime, at least.
The O-line was phenomenal.
Absolutely.
That is what shocked me. And, I mean...
I hope they're good this year.
Give me Miami. Give me Clemson. Why not?
Like, I know you guys may not be the biggest Boston College fans, but for me personally,
not, but...
my dad went to Boston College. I grew up wanting to play for Boston College, being a huge Eagles hockey fan. So that would be awesome to see BC, break out into emergence. I consider myself, college football-wise, an Ohio State fan. I'm a huge Justin Fields, huge Travion Henderson, C.J. Stroud fan. I love all those guys. Made me fall in love with the Buckeyes, but, if there's enough... it's Boston College. That's my team,
Yeah.
But why would I root for a bottom feeder ACC team?
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense. But yeah.
So anyway, moving on. USC and LSU. Brian Kelly. We can't keep doing this, guys. Why does he do that?
Brian Kelly.
I don't like Brian Kelly.
does?
I was so happy that they lost. I was in bed earlier that day. I know I had work the next day, but. Dude, Miller Moss, baby, let's go. We talked about before. I didn't know how good USC was gonna be, but Lincoln Riley produces quarterbacks. Miller Moss is gonna be a dog. He's already in the Heisman race right now. I mean, I'm excited for this USC team. I don't know what they're gonna do in the Big Ten, but
everyone was talking about USC not having a defense, and I thought the defense played pretty well against LSU. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm watching the wrong game, but I think they only gave up 21 points to LSU or something like that, which is pretty well.
Hey,
LSU's a powerhouse in the SEC, so.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley. I'm sorry, I bashed you a lot. I mean,
hey,
you know how to produce quarterbacks.
He knows how to produce quarterbacks.
Yeah, he does. Maybe the defense isn't
not
the
only
best.
It's never gonna be.
We'll see what happens. I don't know if they have to. Let me see their schedule. I don't know if they have to play Ohio State.
It's never gonna be. He's the John Calipari of college football.
Well said. Because he produces talent.
Good offense. He produces talent. Produces great quarterbacks.
1 year,
guys. But we were watching that LSU USC game, and I told you guys that Holiday Bowl last year, December 27th, 2023, against Louisville. USC won, and Miller Moss led them to the win. 6 touchdown passes. I was telling you guys, I remember that game. He is a baller. Watch out for Miller Moss from Lincoln Riley's system. Who knows? He can make some noise going into the NFL too.
So they got Utah State next week.
That's a win.
And is it crazy to say they can't beat Michigan? We'll see how Michigan plays this week. Michigan's playing Texas at home. Michigan's at home.
Michigan's
but Michigan has to play Texas at home, and then they got to play USC at home. That's a tough back-to-back stretch.
Yeah, but when was the last time Michigan lost a home game? I heard isn't it 3 years since the last time they lost
Texas
a
is
home game?
going to beat Michigan.
Well, Texas is going to beat Michigan. We'll get into that
yes, they are.
in just a few minutes.
I think so,
I love
too.
it.
But
Quinn Ewers?
Yeah,
that dude's a beast.
That's a tough place to play.
And then they got
no joke.
They got Penn State at home, and they have Notre Dame at home. So
they have a tough schedule.
And Nebraska, who we'll get into, I'm very excited about them. I mean, they do have a tough schedule, but I don't know. I don't know what could they finish 10-2?
Who? USC?
Maybe?
No, that schedule.
No.
8-4.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I'm
9-3 probably.
more excited about Miller Moss. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because
true.
I never see Lincoln Riley really leading this USC team to a national championship or anywhere near it. I think he's there to produce quarterbacks. He could end up in the NFL at some point. I mean, I remember the Cowboys when they were looking for a head coach before they hired Mike McCarthy a few years ago. Lincoln Riley was in the mix. Obviously, we saw what happened with Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Remember that? But yeah, I just think he's more of a John Calipari.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You put Lincoln Riley in the Cowboys system with that offense, and he already has a defense. He will already, that'll be tough. I think Mike McCarthy stinks.
Oh,
but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that later.
He's
Trust
terrible.
me, he sucks. But yeah, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll move on to next week.
I just want to say
yeah,
one more
you
time.
can say one more
that
time.
Texas-Michigan game of the year.
Yeah, let's start with that right now. Big noon Saturday, 12 p.m. on Fox. Texas against Michigan. I am so excited.
So hyped.
But I want to say one thing. Texas smoked Colorado State last week.
They did.
They smoked them. Quinn Ewers put on a show. He was out at halftime. Arch Manning came in. Also put on a show. I'm not saying Colorado State is phenomenal. They're not a good football team. But Michigan played Fresno State at home. They did not look good at all. They really didn't. They didn't put up that many points. Hook 'em horns, baby. Give me Texas this week. I love Quinn Ewers, dude. He's phenomenal.
Give me Quinn Ewers.
Yes.
I don't know how crazy of a prospect he is, but he's a really, really good quarterback. He's a first-round quarterback, and he's really good. This dude can throw the ball. He can put that ball on a dime. Like,
I also hate Michigan, so I really hope they lose.
that too. And hey, they got Isaiah Bond. Texas is good. I don't know if they're gonna win the championship. I don't know if they beat Ohio State. I don't know if they beat teams like that.
Yeah,
but Michigan this year is not the same as last year. Georgia. Yeah, Michigan is not the same as they were last year, obviously, without their head coach and quarterback. Lost a lot of other talent. I don't think they're the same football team this year. I think they lose to Texas.
Now then you go. Sorry.
You know what? You both are taking Texas, huh? You guys think they're gonna win easy? When was the last time Michigan lost a home game? I heard it's been 3 years since they lost a home game. It's one of the toughest places to play.
Jim Harbaugh not there.
That is true. Jim Harbaugh is not there, and J.J.
thing.
McCarthy's not there.
That's big.
That is big. I'm gonna take Texas by a field goal. I think it's gonna come down to the wire. I think Quinn Ewers is just that guy. He's kind of a veteran QB now for college football.
Yeah.
I don't even know what Michigan QB is.
Well, that's the thing I'll get into. It was Orgy, and then I don't know who the other guy. No, so the other guy started last week. I totally forget his name. He had a really good story. He had cancer and he recovered. I think he had leukemia, and that was the starting quarterback for Michigan. So shout out to him for getting the starting job.
Is it Anthony Arno?
I think they were switching off on Saturday.
Jaden Davis, Jaden Dinegal.
That's what I'm saying.
Jaden Davis, right? I think they were switching off. They don't even know who their quarterback is.
Yeah.
No,
I knew it was going to be Orgy.
That's why
he's a freshman, right?
Yeah. This is why I want to take Michigan in this game.
No,
I really do. It's just like Michigan don't have that QB to beat Texas.
They don't have the offense. They don't have
and trust me, their defense is elite still. Yeah. And I want to take Michigan in this game, but I'm not going to because they don't have a quarterback. So I'm going to go Texas.
You also have to look. If you're Texas, you can't really lose this game. You still have to play Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry, and then you still have to play Georgia. You're telling me you're going to beat Georgia? They lose this game, they're going to finish 10-2. Yeah. This is low-key a must-win game for Texas.
It really is.
It really is.
But it could also catapult them into oh wow, this team is like that. So
they went on the road last year. They beat Bama. Nick Saban was the coach. Jalen Milroe. Obviously, they had a little bit of their struggles earlier in the year. Bama turned it around. Mm-hmm. You still went into Tuscaloosa at night and beat Alabama. Shout out to that team.
It's not easy when that's the one sport that home field really, really matters. In college football, you need home. But
you can't hear.
Yeah. But can't hear when Ohio State is at home versus big teams, I might even give Penn State an advantage. Penn State's wild, but I'm saying or Michigan, but I'm saying at home, it's just it's different. You're playing in front of your home crowd. Yeah. You're playing in front of over 100,000 people. Wearing colors for you. Yeah.
I always I have goosebumps for these big games.
Did you guys see Kyle Field with Texas A&M?
Yes.
They lost that game, Notre Dame, but I don't know how Notre Dame won that game after seeing that atmosphere. That was crazy. I saw that walkout. Kyle Field with, I think it was Power by Kanye West. Oh my God. Yeah. That is, jeez. And to be honest, Notre Dame's a much better football team than Texas A&M, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But Texas A&M almost beat them. Yeah. That home crowd had their backs.
Home crowd is powerful in college football, especially. So,
in college football, yes.
Yeah. And everything, but yeah.
But yeah, I was saying, I get goosebumps for these big games. Ohio State and Michigan last year, goosebumps were running. I was cold. I was shivering a bit.
It's awesome.
This is an unbelievable feeling. I think I'm gonna get that again.
Gonna ask you.
Michigan.
This is a crazy game.
I mean, I don't know. I can't wait for this game. My brother's just pretty funny. He wants a tie. I don't know. He hates both teams. He hates Texas. He hates Michigan. He's like, he's hoping for a tie. I don't know.
Can't
it's
get a
kind of
tie.
funny. I'm like, I don't know. He's just joking around though. It's just kind of funny. But yeah, that's so Texas. You're taking Michigan. Or no, you're taking
I'm taking
Texas.
Texas by a field goal. I don't want to take them here, but on the road, I am because Michigan has no QB. So.
But yeah, I'm honestly, week 1 was good. I'm more excited for week 2 because there is another matchup at 7:30, Colorado at Nebraska. This is where we learn that Dylan Raiola is him.
Okay.
He's gonna put on a show, I think. He
Patrick,
really is.
the Patrick Mahomes,
Yes.
kind of the clone.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes clone, Dylan Raiola. I cannot wait to watch this person.
I got Nebraska beating Colorado by 2 touchdowns. I'm gonna say that right now. That's my prediction.
Wow. Hey, Shedeur is a great quarterback. I'm not gonna lie. Shedeur and Travis Hunter.
They have no defense.
No, absolutely not. I just want to throw that out there. Like, they're really good. They're really good.
They have
You
the
know
best
that.
player in college football, but it takes more than one college. It takes more than a couple of elite guys. You have
Absolutely.
Horn, Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, but their running game's nothing
No,
special.
absolutely. And the
You
defense.
can't win with just 3 guys.
The trenches.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
What do you think, Pat? What are you taking?
So I'm, and this is so. I think this is crazy. These teams are both not ranked. I have never been so excited for an unranked game,
Wow.
and these teams are not ranked.
That's funny.
Of course, I'm going Nebraska. I'll be honest. I did have Colorado beating them on my TikTok account, but I don't know. I flipped my mind. Dylan Raiola, I really hope he puts on a show. I want Nebraska football back. Remember the 90s, the 2000s when they were nasty?
Man, dude, that'd be
Could
awesome.
you imagine we get Nebraska
Put
football
Nebraska
back? I
back
am
on the
on the
map.
Nebraska football hype train. Dylan Raiola, let's go. They're going to beat Colorado. Honestly, 14 points too. I think they're going to do it.
They could. Absolutely. I mean,
Let's go.
is that the spread? What's the
No,
spread?
7.5.
Okay. I think they'll cover that. I think it's safe to say. Not like you said, Colorado. I mean, they're inspiring. They're fun to watch because of Hunter and Sanders. But other than that, they're not a good football team.
No.
You take Hunter and Sanders off that team, they get no wins.
Absolutely.
They stay.
None. Not a single win.
No. So, I mean, they make it fun. Those guys make it fun. Ticket prices for this game were like $400 too.
Yes.
Dude, those late night Colorado games where they're just like,
I want to go to
where
one.
they're just like piling up points against a horrible team trying to win. And it's like,
Yeah.
man, this is a 2-man show.
Shout out my brother for this next matchup. Sneaky kind of game. Boise State and Oregon. This is at Oregon. Oregon looked awful last week. They looked terrible. They played Idaho. I think they only won by like 14 points. A lot of people had Oregon winning the Big Ten. A lot of the big name people on ESPN. Joel Klatt on Fox. Definitely watch this podcast. Some
I
great
don't have
stuff.
them
They
winning the
only
Big
won
I don't know.
24 to 14. So, I don't know. Boise State is. Can this be close? I don't know. Maybe the game's at 10 p.m. It's on Peacock. I wish I could watch it.
I don't know how
If
close
the-
it can be,
If
but
the game was at Boise State, I would say yes, but not at Oregon.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't think Oregon's like crazy. I don't think they're winning the Big
Yeah.
Ten or anything.
No.
But I think they definitely had like a little bit of slip up in a week 1 last week. I think they'll bounce back. I think they win by more than 10, 2 to 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's. I feel like it's a sneaky game, like a North Dakota State Colorado.
Got you.
Well, you
I
know
think
what?
it could be like a little bit close. I think Oregon's gonna win. Don't get me wrong, but
No, I want to mention something real quick. This year put a smile on your face. I was very surprised how Penn State performed against West Virginia.
Yeah,
they kind of smoked them
we
at
forgot-
West Virginia.
we forgot to get in that. I'm so sorry.
I want to mention that real quick.
yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I was very, very excited. The beginning of the game, I almost had a heart attack, though. I'm not going to lie to you. There were fumbles everywhere. The game was so sloppy. I'm like, Penn State's going to lose this game in like a field goal. Then they, honestly, towards the end of the first half, they went down the field, I think it was like 21 to like 10 at halftime. Which wasn't bad. They're still really sloppy. Didn't even know. And then there was a delay, I guess. I don't know. There was a big rain delay. And then came out of the gates after that. They just got to, and their Penn State's offensive coordinator is Kansas's offensive coordinator from last year, who's obviously helped develop the Kansas quarterback to be really good. It's Andy something. I forget his name. But, I mean, Drew Aller can't make some like hard throws. They got to make it easier for him, like easy slants to get people open. He still looked really inaccurate. He has to get better. It's only week 1. I hope he gets better. They got a lot of work to do. I'm happy they won the game. That was in a kind of tough environment. Obviously, Ohio State's going to be coming up, and a bunch of other games. Wisconsin's going to be coming up at Wisconsin. So,
ooh. Thoughts on Will Howard?
Yeah. Oh, Ohio State. Yeah. I mean,
is he going to hold them back?
I mean, I didn't watch. I mean, like I said, they played Akron.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Smith, though, oh my lord,
dude, that's what I'm saying.
Put
like
on a show.
They have Jeremiah Smith, Igbuka, Quinton Judkins. So it's like, is Will Howard gonna hold them back, or is he gonna take them to the promised land? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's the games at Penn State this year. It's gonna be closer, but I do think Ohio State will win it. I mean,
speaking of,
I think they're too stacked.
Wisconsin, I'm gonna be at the game at Saturday at 3:30. They're playing the FCS team, but you know what? I'm there. I get a day to kill, Dirk. I'm going to the baseball game Friday. I do a baseball trip every year.
Nice.
And I'm doing another ballpark show. I'm going to be seeing them versus South Dakota. And I heard South Dakota's a good FCS team. So I don't know. We'll see how this game's going to go. But I think Wisconsin should beat them with ease. But who knows? But I'm looking forward to be doing a jump around in the fourth quarter, you know?
Absolutely.
That tradition they got. I heard it's pretty cool. So should be good. But it'll be pretty cool to see a Big Ten stadium.
Really will. That's going to be fun.
It is. I mean, that's pretty much there's one more game.
What about Tennessee, NC State?
Yeah, that's the last game we'll go into there.
Okay.
We'll get into the NFL Week 1, obviously, and then the game tonight. Yeah, Tennessee, NC State. NC State almost lost. Tennessee looked really good. I think it's at a neutral site. Let me double check this just for a minute. I think it's at a neutral site. What are your thoughts on it? I mean, Grayson McCall, he transferred from Coastal Carolina. I kind of like him. I mean, like I said, I think they played. It was week 1's week 1. I don't know if it was just a slip up of a game. They did not look too good. This is a neutral site. I'm gonna go Tennessee.
I'm also gonna go Tennessee. I just feel like I trust them more. Not too big on NC State, not gonna lie.
It is at North Carolina. It's where the Panthers play. So North Carolina probably is the home team, but
yeah, no, NC State definitely is.
Who's favored in this game? Tennessee. I'm gonna go NC State here. I'm gonna go with the upset pick.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick them at home. I don't know much about really either team this year.
Tennessee looked good week 1.
Yeah, I know their quarterback's supposed to be really good. I haven't really Tennessee's. But I gotta research them more.
But they played Chattanooga, but they did win convincingly.
Did NC State beat who? Who did?
They did not look good. They played.
Who did they play?
In an FCS team.
They played who is it? It's right here. They played WCU.
Never heard of them.
Western Carolina.
And what was the score?
What was the score?
Only 138-21.
Oh.
38-21?
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so they probably took their stars out. And Tennessee beat
69-3.
Who? They beat an FCS team?
Chattanooga. They're not good.
Yeah. Tennessee.
I'm gonna take NC State. I'm gonna take them by 7 points.
Yeah, give me Tennessee, dude.
I'm going with the upset. You guys keep picking the.
It's just like the week 1 games they played. NC State looked horrible, and Tennessee looked better. Looked really good, and Tennessee put a better team.
Okay.
I gotta take Tennessee, but yeah. Anything else for college football you want to get into?
I think we're good. I'm excited to be back. You know, we'll just. I'll say one more thing before we move on. We just watch out for October 19th. We got Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, and Texas.
Should be fun.
Notre Dame and Georgia Tech. Maybe one of the greatest weeks in college.
Notre Dame, Georgia Tech's gonna be a good game.
Oh wait, is this the week? I don't know. It's one of the weeks. It's like Oregon, Ohio State. I don't know what week it is. Anyway, it's coming up. But yeah, we can move on to the NFL.
Bet. All right, so NFL. Season kicks off tonight. Ravens at Chiefs. What do we got for that one? I want to start off with that one game, and then we can get into the divisions. Just kind of like a season outlook. But who do we got tonight? I I don't know. It's tough. Everybody's picking the Ravens, and it's like, all right, yeah, both teams are good. I think the Ravens are maybe a better regular season team. I don't know. What do we think?
No, way to look at it. A team after they win the Super Bowl, the game at home, the favorites in Week 1 in general are 16-32 since 2021.
Wow.
The over been 19-29 in Week 1 so far. So I think tonight's gonna be kind of like a low scoring game. I think it's gonna be like 21-17. Or like maybe like 24-21, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Each team gets like 2 or 3 touchdowns. I think it's going to be Baltimore Ravens 24, Kansas City Chiefs 21. I think the Ravens make a statement tonight. They got embarrassed on their home field last year, and in the AFC Championship game, Zay Flowers fumble that touchdown. You know, who knows what would have happened if he didn't fumble that. I think they're gonna come out and win tonight.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson's gonna have a lot, he's gonna be on demon time tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And Kansas City usually doesn't look good the first game of the year too. So I'm going with the Ravens.
Yeah,
and no Marquise Brown tonight. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens too. They're healthier. The Chiefs are starting Kingsley Salamatea. He's a second round, mid-round pick. He's gonna start at left tackle. His first start,
I don't like that.
I'm not huge on that. Like you said, Marquise Brown's not playing. Is Rashee Rice playing?
Yeah.
Okay, he's playing. But they lost. This is going to be their first game without L'Jarius Sneed. Not too excited for them about that. I think it's going to take them a little bit of adjusting. I'm going to take the Ravens as well on the road here tonight with Derrick Henry. I think they're going to ground and pound, run the ball. The one thing I do worry about the Ravens this year is their offensive line. But they have Lamar and Henry. I don't think we should worry about them.
Nah, I shouldn't worry about it like that.
Pat, what are we thinking? Ravens or Chiefs tonight?
This is like a hard one. I don't want to bet against the Chiefs, so I'll probably just take the Chiefs. It is at home. I think, like I said, it's going to be closer. New Ravens team, obviously they got Derrick Henry. I can't wait to watch this game. Just because it's at home, I'm going to take the Chiefs. But don't be, go either way.
Two great teams.
It's two great teams.
Both sides of the ball. But yeah, then we got the Bengals and the Patriots. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins T. Higgins is banged up. Jamar Chase, he's not going to suit up because he's in a contract dispute. Interesting there, but
I think he is playing Sunday.
Okay, well we'll see. I'm going to take the Bengals regardless because I trust Joe Burrow. But it is a good chance for the Patriots to get that win out of the way because I don't know how many games this team wins. I don't know if they win more than 2-3 games. These Patriots.
The Patriots should have won against the Bengals are a bad Week 1 team, but.
No.
I hate what?
I'm taking the Bengals.
No, let me say what I want to say real quick.
Okay.
I said the Bengals are usually a bad Week 1 team, but they're playing like a. In the NBA, they have like a G League team. In the NFL, they're playing like they don't really have a G League in the NFL, but they're playing like a Mickey Mouse team.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the Bengals, even by 14 points. I'm gonna take them.
Me too.
You can literally have no Chase and no Higgins. I'll still take them by 14.
Yeah, honestly, I can't argue with that. They have Joe Burrow.
That's all you need against the Patriots.
Tomorrow night we got the Packers at the Eagles. I think the Packers win this game. I'm way higher on the Packers this year. It is in Philly though. Friday night in Philly, that's cool.
Nope, it's in Brazil.
Yeah, it's in Brazil.
You're right. You are very correct. So yeah, I'm taking the Packers
even more now.
Like the Packers. I like the Packers even more.
You better perform. I don't know.
Is she?
I don't know. That'd be cool though.
That would be cool. But yeah, I'm taking the Packers, especially because it's in Brazil. I was thinking about taking Philly because it's in Philly. I thought it's not. So yeah, good looks there. I'm taking Green Bay. I'm really high on Green Bay this year. I think I want to just talk about this. I think there's 3 contenders in the NFC: the 49ers, the Lions, and the Packers. I think those are the 3 teams that really can make it. I don't think the Cowboys and Falcons are quite there. I think they're good, but not great. Same with the Eagles. I worry about their coaching. I don't know how good their defense is going to be. They have a lot of coaching concerns, as we know. And then, the Bears, I think, will be sneaky. I think every single team in the West, the Seahawks, the Rams, the Cardinals, we'll see. I think the Seahawks are going to make it into the playoffs. I like their overall team. I don't like the defense on the Rams and the Cardinals. I like the Seahawks a little bit more well-rounded wise. So I think they get in a wild card. But yeah, like I said, I think the 49ers, Packers, and Lions are legit Super Bowl contenders. Great quarterbacks, great head coaches, great systems, great defenses. So yeah, I think those are the 3 teams to beat in the NFC. I don't know which one gets out. If I had to bet, I'm probably going to bet on the 49ers. We know what they have. Nothing to worry about there. Honestly, they signed Ayuk. they've gotten everything done. Trent
Yeah,
Williams.
I think the Packers will beat the Eagles too. Guys, how good is Sirianni? And they got who's the off?
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore, right?
Not too much to be excited there about.
Yeah, I don't know. Could Sirianni be gone this year if they don't make the playoffs?
Absolutely.
I think
He's
so.
got to be. Why waste another year?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Jalen Hurts fan, but I think if the circumstances are, elite, which I don't think they are, I think Jalen Hurts can bring you to a Super Bowl. I mean, he's been to a Super Bowl in a game with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. So I think it's kind of foolish to say he can't be. But that team was really good. Those coordinators were really, really good. And I think Jalen Hurts, I don't think he's the type of guy to take a struggling team and bring them overboard. I think he's a guy who can bring a really elite team to the promised land. So I don't think this is a really ideal situation for Jalen Hurts. They lost Jason Kelsey. The O-line's probably going to, go from top 1, top 2 to, top 10. Lane Johnson's only getting older. And like I said, the defense, worrisome. They were bad last half of the season.
Yeah. We'll see about that. It's so funny because I love Jalen Hurts at Bama. I love Devontae Smith, but I don't know. Now that they're on the Eagles, I just Eagles piss me off. So
Yeah.
I don't like this team. I think though, Jordan Love, like we talked about, is really good. I think the Packers are going to win. I would love to see the Packers make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, dude, I love Love.
Cool.
I love Jordan Love in this LaFleur offense. He executes it perfectly.
Well, I'm gonna say this right now, and I said this to some people before the season began. The Packers are my Super Bowl pick this year from the NFC. I'm sticking with it. I think the Packers are going 12-5 this year. I think they're gonna have an elite year, and I think they're gonna honestly, for this Week 1 game, I think the Packers make a statement versus the Eagles. I think they're gonna surprise people. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a blowout. That's my prediction. I think they're gonna blow out the Eagles in Week 1.
Okay. Yeah, so you're not high on the Eagles.
They didn't look good in I know preseason doesn't matter like that.
Yeah.
But they didn't look good in preseason. They just got Jahan Dotson. They lost Jason Kelsey, one of the best centers of all time. I don't know what to expect from them. I really don't. I think the Packers could beat them by 2 or 3 touchdowns. I think they're gonna surprise people. I think it's just gonna be one of those games that they beat them. And I'm not saying that because I bet them. I'm just saying that because I think they're actually going to beat the Eagles.
I think the Packers are going to be really good. The only reason I'm taking the 49ers to come out of the NFC over them is because, the Packers, they have a good offensive line. They have a good defense. But, the defense isn't elite. The offensive line has a little bit of question marks with David Bakhtiari retiring. So, it's I feel like they could be a year away. I feel like they could be a really good offensive tackle away or a really good linebacker away. I'm not too worried. Like I said, I think they're one of the 3 contenders in the NFC. But I just like the 49ers defense better. Honestly, I like Nick Bosa. They have Nick Bosa. And if David Bakhtiari was still here and healthy, maybe I'd take the Packers. But I think for now I'm going to keep the 49ers over them by a little bit. And then the Lions are right in that same tier with the Packers. I don't love the Lions receivers, and I don't love the Lions defense. I love everything about the 49ers except the secondary, and it always ends up fine. So that's why I'm taking the 49ers.
Okay. I get the Packers coming in NFC. I'm going to stick with it.
All right.
But whatever games you guys want to get to real quick. What are we thinking here? I think the Falcons and Steelers are going to be a good game. I'm going to take the Falcons in that.
I am too.
The Cardinals and Bills.
I'm taking the Bills.
Ready for this? I'm taking the Cardinals.
Why?
My upset pick. Let me tell you why. I was looking at this stat because favorites in Week 1 are 16-32 since 2021. So I'm gonna go with an upset pick, and the Bills with Josh. And this is not Josh Allen's fault. This game they're gonna lose. Okay, even if he throws a couple of picks, they have so many new wide receivers. Keon Coleman's a rookie. You lost Stephon Diggs. You have Mike Milano. He's out for this. He's not playing this game. So you know what? I'm gonna take the Cardinals an upset pick. The Cardinals have nothing to lose at all. Nothing at all to lose this game. I'm gonna take them to win this game. I can't believe I'm saying this, but
I honestly love the philosophy behind it. I love the reasoning for why you did it, but I still can't do it. I think this Cardinals defense is still bottom of the league. It's bottom 5 in the NFL. There's really I don't see anything about this Cardinals defense I like. I love the offense. The defense, that's a completely different story. I think Josh Allen's basically going to be playing rookie mode on this Cardinals defense. I think it's too easy for him. He's just going to run. Hand off to James Cook. I think he's going to have a great game. And I'm not as worried about the receivers as some people are. Keon Coleman, yeah, he's a rookie. Yeah, he's not perfect. But I like him. I like Khalil Shakir. I think he's only gotten better. I think Curtis Samuel's a good pickup. Mac Hollins is a veteran. So, like, yeah, the receivers are the weak point of this team, absolutely. But they have Josh Allen. Why would I worry?
Yeah, they have Josh Allen.
Marvin Harrison Jr., like, the highlight outside of Kyler Murray on that Cardinals offense, he's also a rookie. So I'm gonna take the Bills, but I do like what you're talking about.
Listen, I think it should be a shootout. I think it should be a shootout that game, and the weather should be good. Well, let's put it this way: it's not gonna be snowing in Buffalo in September, so
maybe.
Maybe.
You never know.
Hey, if it was wintertime, I'm taking the Bills easily, but
yeah.
I think it's one of those games that the Cardinals just surprise people. I don't know.
I feel you.
I think the Bills need a game to get adjusted. But
how much time you got, by the way?
I got plenty. I got 20, 30 minutes. I'm good.
Perfect.
But listen, I got the Cardinals upsetting the Buffalo Bills. That's my upset of the week.
All right. Jets at 49ers on Monday night. I'm really excited to watch that. Dude, I love these New York Jets. I love these.
I do
New
too.
York
I don't
Jets.
think they win this game though.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I got the 49ers. But I do want to talk about how much I love the Jets. Like, I think they could be the 1 seed in the AFC. Maybe not, but I think they could be. Aaron Rodgers, that's an elite quarterback.
Number 1 seed.
I do too. I don't know if they're going to finish like that. I think the Jets, the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Texans all could. I think they're all really good, especially even the Bengals and the Bills. But, yeah, like I said, the Jets, like, they have a really good offensive line if they can stay healthy, which will allow them to run the ball and protect the elite quarterback that Aaron Rodgers is. Then they have Garrett Wilson as a really elite wide receiver. The only thing I'm worried about is their wide receiver depth. But, I didn't even talk about how they have the best defense in the league. I didn't even talk about it. Quincy Williams, C.J. Mosley, Sauce Gardner, D.J. Reed, Hassan Reddick, who we don't know what's going on with that. Quinnen Williams, this is the best defense in the league if Hassan Reddick signs. And why wouldn't he? This is the best defense in the league. And then offensively, I talked about it. Like Rodgers, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and a good offensive line. And Mike Williams. I think a Devontae Adams trade puts this Jets team over the top and makes them the favorite in the NFL to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Dolphins, Jaguars, I think is another good game. These are two teams that I think are in like the C tier of the AFC.
Yeah.
I think there's an A tier of like the Jets, the Ravens, the Texans, the Chiefs, maybe a few other teams. I think the Bills and the Bengals though are ahead of the Dolphins and the Jaguars. But I wouldn't put the Bills and the Bengals at the top because I think they're missing pieces. But it's just the Jaguars, the question marks between play calling and offensive line and the secondary. They worry me a little bit, although I do like their upside where they have talent. It's the same with the Dolphins. Like, the offensive line and the quarterback, how good are they? And it's not like they have an elite defense to kind of overpower them. They're going to beat up on bad teams. They're going to struggle against good teams. I think this is a closer game because I do like the Jaguars, but I do think the Dolphins win it at home. Because
I'm going to take Dolphins.
I don't think their secondary is anything special. Texans, Colts, I'm taking the Texans. I just think Anthony Richardson I really like, but I'm not ecstatic over the top of this year just because I don't really see a reason to be like, yeah, the potential, but am I going to go banking? I think if the Colts hit their full potential, they win like 12 games. I don't think that happens this year. I think they're a year away.
I have them getting 10.
Yeah, I think Richardson needs a little bit of experience. I'm not going to take him to win.
You know what game I want to get to real quick? I want to get to the Titans and Bears.
Okay.
And, I'm looking at this game. Caleb Williams' first game. I'm taking the Titans. Yep, I'm taking the Titans.
Wow.
At Chicago. I think Chicago's going to be a 500 team this year. I don't want to take the Titans, but I read you that stat earlier. Favorites are 16-32, and the way I'm looking at it, I think the Titans are going to win this game like 17-13. I think it'll be a low-scoring game.
Okay.
I think they surprise people. I don't think the Titans are going to be elite this year. I think they're going to be below 500. Okay. But with all that pressure coming in for Caleb Williams, I don't expect a good first game from him. I'm going to take Tennessee. That's my.
All right.
This is upset week, so I'm taking some upsets this week.
I'm taking the Bears. I love what they're doing to surround Caleb Williams. I think they can win 10 games. I'm not saying they will. I wouldn't bet on it. But like when I do my season predictions, I have them winning 9, 10 games at least. They won 7 games last year with Justin Fields. I expect Caleb Williams, even his first year, even in his first game, to be better than Justin Fields. Fields holds the ball way too long. He just messes up a bunch of stuff. Caleb's not like that. Caleb's going to come out and execute this offense with DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze as the deep threat. They got DeAndre Swift in the backfield. The offensive line should be good. The defense was a top 10 defense in the second half of the year last year. And I love Montez Sweat, Jalen Johnson. I like some of the potential they have on the rest of the defense. The safety duo is really good. So I like this Bears team. I know it's the first week. I like your pick. I like the Titans pick. I think that could be a good pick.
Who's QB1 for the Steelers? Do we know yet?
For the Steelers, it's Russell Wilson.
Oh, he messed it. Is it Wilson?
Really?
Yeah.
I would have started Field, man.
Yeah, now it's Wilson. But I also saw he was like hurt or sick. So let me look that up real quick.
I'm taking the Falcons. I'm high on them this year. I got the Falcons to win 11 games on my thing.
Limited with calf tightness at practice 3 days. So who knows? Maybe Fields comes out and starts. But yeah, the Steelers are playing the Falcons. I think the Falcons win that. I kind of like what the Falcons got going on. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender, as I said. I think they're like a C-tier team. But yeah, like I think they win 10, maybe 11 games. And I think they're going to probably play the winner of the NFC East, or the loser of the NFC East, the second team. Maybe not, or maybe the Lions or Packers. So I think they're going to be a first-round exit, but I think they could, I think they're going to make it into the playoffs, win the division.
I mean, I don't know. The way I'm looking at it is I got these standings up. I kind of want to go over them real quick, what I have right now.
You want to just go through the divisions and conferences?
Well, I was going to go by top 7 teams in each conference real quick.
Yeah, let's do that.
I wanted to, I got right now I have the Jets going 13-4. I have the Ravens going 12-5. I have the Texans going 11-6. I have KC going 11-6. I got Cincinnati going 12-5. I have Buffalo going 11-6. And I got Miami going 10-7. And I think Indy's going to go 10-7, but I'm giving Miami the tiebreaker.
Okay.
It's my prediction.
For me, I think the Jets, the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Texans all win double-digit games, 11, 12. I think maybe one of them gets to 13. But I don't know. I think I want to pick the Jets to go 13-4, but the one thing I do worry about is like Garrett Wilson is their only really good receiver. They have Mike Williams, but Xavier Gibson's starting at receiver, so it's not my favorite. I think that may prevent them from winning 13 games instead of 12. But yeah, my top 7 are the Jets, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Texans, in whatever order. I think those are the top 4 teams. I think the Bills come in, the Bengals come in as the 5 and 6 teams. And I think the Dolphins are also the 7th seed. But I also think the Chargers, the Jaguars, and the Colts put up a fight for that 7th seed.
You're missing a team. The Browns are going to put up a fight, too. They have the best defense in football.
They're going to put up a fight. They have a top 3 defense. They have a top 3 defense. Here's the thing about the Browns. They could either be a Super Bowl team or they could be out of the playoffs. It's all about the quarterback play.
Yeah.
They have a really good offensive line. They have an elite defense. The weapons are good enough. Amari Cooper is really good. They tend to run the ball pretty well, even if Nick Chubb's banged up. But they got Pierre Strong and Jerome Ford to do something. It's all Deshaun Watson. Is he going to be the 2020 Deshaun Watson, who's elite, top 3 in the league, putting up 33 touchdowns and 7 picks, and it was no fluke? It was like this guy's elite. We haven't seen that guy in 4 years now, though. But I'm still kind of holding on to it. I'm like, man, this team could be the best team in the league. But how do I bet on that when he hasn't been good? He just hasn't been a good quarterback on the Browns. All the advanced metrics point to him being a negative. Joe Flacco executed the offense better.
Well,
it's tough.
Tough. I agree 100%, man. I agree. But I'll do my NFC picks real quick, and then we can talk a little more about football. I got the Packers getting the number 1 seed. I think they win the division this year. I got them going 13-4, which they could be 12-5, but I don't know. I gave them an extra game. I think they're going to be because this is the game. This is the game right here. If they lose this game, they're going to go 12-5, I think. But I think they're going to beat the Eagles. I really do. So 13-4. Niners 12-5. Your Cowboys, they got 12-5. You're going to disagree with me on that.
I got them 11-6.
Well, all right. Falcons 11-6. I have Detroit 12-5. I have the Eagles 12-5, and I got the Rams 10-7 as a 7th seed. And that's a dangerous 7th seed.
That Rams defense, though.
Yeah,
I have them going 7-10.
Really?
Yeah. Yo, the Rams defense is terrible.
I have them beating Detroit week 1.
No, I can't agree with that because
I haven't beaten Detroit.
the offense is good. Yeah, the offensive line is questionable though, so it's like it's not an elite offense.
This is the revenge game from the Rams.
That's true.
They're mad about last year.
That's true.
They're gonna get their get back.
But I mean, look at their front seven. Like Braden Fisk, Bobby Brown, Kobe Turner, Byron Young, Omar Spates, Christian Rosaboom, and Jared Verse. Jared Verse is a first rounder, a second rounder. That's a terrible front seven.
No, it is.
And then you got Tre'Davious White. Tre'Davious White, at the age of 29, he's your number one cornerback with Kobe Durant.
He's not that bad.
Dude,
I'm telling you, listen.
this defense is bad.
Yeah,
Brutal.
okay.
They've been holding on to Aaron Donald for their dear life to stay at the top half of the NFL in defense. They're going to be a bottom 10, maybe bottom 5 defense. Like Cardinals bad.
Cardinals better defense than them.
Absolutely.
But they stink. But anyway, I mean, I have them. I think their offense should be elite. And I told you this is week 1. I mean, I even have the Colts beating the Texans at home. I mean, I have the Chargers beating the Raiders at home. I'm taking a lot of upset picks this week.
Mm-hmm.
I do think the Cowboys beat the Browns, though. And because this is Dak Prescott contract year, I think the Cowboys surprise people.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys beat the Browns because especially coming into the year, I don't think the Browns are good. I think they could hit a stride.
Yeah.
If Deshaun Watson gets back into some crazy mode, I think they could hit a stride and become an elite team. But that's kind of an alternate reality we're living in.
That's what I'm doing. I'm not picking all the favorites. I'm picking some, like...
Okay,
I'm coming up with some details.
I want to talk about the Cowboys.
Okay.
The offense is going to be worse than last year. Because last year, Dak Prescott had the best season of his career. They were playing bad team after bad team, and that's typically where they get their success. CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks is fine as like a wide receiver 3, but if Kevontae Turpin and Jalen Tolbert are your other starting receivers next to Cooks and Lamb, that's not too inspiring. The offensive line only got worse. The running backs are Rico Dowdle, Ezekiel Elliott, and Dalvin Cook. That's maybe the worst in the league. The defense, Deron Bland's banged up for the first few weeks, probably out 6 to 8 weeks. They did sign Amani Oruwariye, who's a great playmaker. He's a great ball hawk. So I like that replacement. But Diggs is coming off an ACL. The linebackers still kind of suck. Eric Kendricks was a good addition. Experience in the new DC Mike Zimmer, who I likes. Defense. But I still don't really like it. I like Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, but otherwise on that defense, I'm not too excited. I think it's going to be a top 10 defense. I think they're going to figure it out because Micah Parsons is a game breaker. Top 5 player in the league, so yeah. But offensively, it's like, yeah, they're going to kill the bad teams. They're going to win double-digit games. But what's inspiring about this? Most of it is uninspiring. Like, do I think they're going to win games against the 49ers and the Lions and the Ravens and the Texans and the Bengals and the Eagles? No, that's 6 losses right there. So it's the same old Cowboys. They're going to kill the bad teams. And Dak Prescott's going to make an MVP case doing it statistically. But in reality, when they play, they're going to show the warning signs. They're going to get killed, especially on the road to really good teams that are playoff contenders. They're going to get killed. And that's going to be the warning sign for the absolute meltdown coming in the first round of the playoffs, no matter who we play. If we play the Falcons, I think they could beat us. If we play the Lions, I think they could beat us. The Packers, they're going to beat us. So, like, I'm not excited. Rico Dowdle, Zeke, and Cook. No, really?
See, you have an owner who only cares about the franchise, not the team. He only cares about the stadium.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones is not a good GM, or he doesn't get the players you guys need. You guys are only missing a few pieces, in my opinion.
If we had a good running back and, like, I don't know, or another good receiver, like, if we had Devontae Adams, or if we had, I don't know.
If you had Derrick Henry and Devontae Adams, you guys are Super Bowl favorites.
Even then, dude. I'm like, the defense has some question marks. The linebackers were our downfall last year. The linebackers and the coaching was our downfall last year.
Yeah, but you guys always have a good regular season. You gotta get
because we kill the bad teams.
Well, you have the Commanders and Giants in your division.
Yeah, and then
you're gonna beat the Eagles once.
And we're gonna play the
You're
Panthers.
gonna go 5-1 in the division.
Yeah.
So those are 5. Your division's a joke. No offense.
That's what I'm saying. We go 5-1 in the division every year.
Yeah.
We kill the bad teams every year. That's a free 9-10 wins. And then we get 1, 2, maybe 3 decently impressive wins against a team like the Seahawks, like last year. We barely
Even
beat
impressive though.
we barely beat the Seahawks at home, and that was like our most impressive win of the year last year. We go into Buffalo and we lose 34-3. We go into San Francisco and we lose 40-10. This happens every year, and I'm sick of it. I'm done with the expectations. I'm done with the false hope. I have even more reasons to be uninspired.
It's not going to
this year.
change, so.
It's not going to change, especially with even more reasons to be uninspired this year.
I have the Falcons beating you guys in the playoffs. If you played them.
Listen, here's the thing. In 2022, 2 years ago, we played Tampa, a bad Tampa team. I think they were 7-9 in the first round of the playoffs, and we killed them. Yeah, because this team sucks. Because Tampa sucks. That's why.
Well, I mean, Brady was kind of.
If we beat Atlanta, whatever, dude, we beat Kirk Cousins with a bad defense. That's not going to mean anything. Then we're going to go
Matt
on.
Judon and they had Hunter too.
Yeah, but like, it's the Falcons. If we play the 49ers, the Packers, the Lions, what's going to happen?
Or the Eagles. Actually,
I don't know. We usually put up a fight against the Eagles, but they're in the division and they're horribly coached.
Yeah.
If the Cowboys play the 49ers, the Packers, the Lions in the playoffs,
you gotta lose.
we're going to get pieced.
I don't know about pieced. You guys are gonna lose.
Absolutely pieced. The Lions, I mean, we'll see. If it's at home, we'll see.
You guys are not beating these. Didn't you guys beat the Lions last year at home?
By one, and it was because they gave us the game. They gave the Cowboys the game.
They gave you guys the game.
Yo, these Cowboys suck. This is how I feel about the Dallas Cowboys. Really?
I hope to get the number 1 seed. I really do.
Your starting running backs are Rico Dowdle and Ezekiel Elliott, and you signed Dalvin Cook? Oh, what? At least trade for Miles Sanders. Something. Like, really?
What a shame.
Really terrible. Absolutely brutal. But yeah, let's wrap it up. Like I said, NFC contenders. 49ers, Lions, Packers. AFC contenders, Jets, Bills, Ravens, Bengals, Chiefs, Texans.
So you have 6 teams in the AFC who are contenders.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Like, the Bengals, I don't love their defense. I don't love their offensive line. I don't love their running backs, but, like, they have Joe Burrow and 2 elite receivers. We've seen them go to a Super Bowl that way before. I love their head coaching. Their defense always finds a way to overperform with Trey Hendrickson and those guys. I think you can't write off the Bengals. I think they win I think they win 11 to 12 games no matter what. And it's the same thing with the Bills. Like, I believe in them. I think they're going to win 11 to 12 games no matter what. Okay. Then the Dolphins.
I told you the Cardinals beat in week 1. Upset pick.
Like I said, the Dolphins, the Jags, and the Browns. And I think the Chargers and Colts are decent. But I don't think they're Super Bowl teams. I think they're limited. The Jags, by their offensive line, question marks with health, and their play calling. The Browns by their quarterback, and the Dolphins by their quarterback and offensive line. So, yeah, that's what I think. In the AFC, if I have to pick a team to come out, I'd pick the Texans if they had a better running game. The Ravens I love, but their offensive line worries me. The Jets I love.
Don't
I love the
overthink
Jets.
this. Don't. See, this is the thing. You guys overthink
Bengals, man.
You guys
What are you
overthink this
talking
every
about?
single year. We know who's coming out of AFC.
The
We
Bengals.
No, the Chiefs.
The
You know-
Bengals.
No. The
They have
Chiefs
Joe Burrow.
The Chiefs always find a way. They come out. I'm convinced after last year.
They always
They
find
don't
a
need
way.
home field. They don't need
The
home field.
Bengals are gonna get a home field.
Who? Okay, they can have home field.
The New York Jets. The New York
No
Jets.
chance.
The best defense in the league.
Nope.
Aaron
No
Rodgers
chance.
coming off these darkness retreats, whatever he's been doing, he's going to be fine. Garrett Wilson.
You think they beat the Chiefs?
Great offensive line. Brees Hall. They're going to make a trade for Devontae Adams or something. They're going to upgrade at that wide receiver 3 position, and they're going to win the Super Bowl.
I don't know. If
Maybe the 49ers, but it's going to be 49ers and Jets in the Super Bowl.
That would be insane. That will break TV records. You know why? Those mark New York and San Francisco, New York and California. Those are like 2 big markets.
Mm.
I don't know if it'll break TV, but I'm saying that'd be very highly marketed game. So I mean, I'm going to Chiefs again. I need to see someone beat them.
Real quick, I want to make sure I say my NFC playoff teams. The 49ers, the Packers, the Eagles, the Falcons, the Cowboys,
The Lions.
the Lions. That's 6.
Who's your 7th? You said Seattle, right?
It's either the Bears or the Seahawks. I have the
I have the
Seahawks
Bears.
in. I have the Seahawks in. I love the Mike McDonald hire. I think they have talent everywhere. If their offensive line overperforms, I think the sky's the limit. But it's all on this offensive line. Can Abe Lucas and Charles Cross be healthy?
Well, we'll see how that goes. I mean, and can Kenneth Walker stay healthy too?
Yeah.
So,
but I think
can Geno Smith be above average QB?
Hey, I think Geno Smith and Geno Smith and Kenneth Walker's production depends on the offensive line.
All my teams are like Florida State, Seahawks. They no good QBs. They're not good.
Yeah.
They're not good. I'm sorry.
But I do like the Bears. I do love Caleb. I love the receivers.
I think so. I mean, I don't know.
I've never seen a quarterback come in with this kind of hype and have such a good situation around him.
It's true.
Never seen it. Like, they've got everything. The offensive line should be good. The defense should be good. The receivers are elite. The DeAndre Swift is fine. I love it.
All right, I might have to pick up stuff for them.
That.
Let's do it.
Thank you guys for listening. Peace out, everybody. We'll be back next week.